Okay, so I think maybe I'm live. So I can never really tell um, with this thing. But anyways, why don't I just go ahead and start because it's saying that I am streaming live on YouTube. So welcome you guys. It is September 19th. And we had, I think, a pretty good week with all the transits and with the new moon excitement on Thursday. So, how exciting that was! All about really manifesting our goals really through our daily actions and what we're doing, our daily habits. So, and of course, this is going to be a continuation for a couple of months or at least 6 months. And we know that gives us really 6 months to really manifest and make the life that we really want to make. So let's see, I'm going to kind of pull up my notes here just really quick before I get off on a tangent. So I'm always going to be starting with the outer planets, and not that there's a lot that changed from last week, and then I'm going to work my way into the moon's daily transits. And you know, those outer planets really give us, though, the underground flavor of what's going to be happening during the week. And we have had a couple of shifts that happened, so we're going to definitely feel those as the week is progressing. And I will just kind of go over those as we're talking. As I'm explaining the weekly transits. So, okay, as of September 19th, we still have got Saturn being in Uttara which is the nakshatra, the sun. Of course, you guys, this is all about our Dharma, right? Sun and Saturn, definitely Capricorn, that's Dharma. But, you know, something else that's really great about Uttara this is building up our new seeds that we have, that we've planted. And really, when you're studying the nakshatras, you really just kind of understand how this rhythm has been going and how we've been working toward this. Because um, Mula nakshatra, which that's where K2 is at the present moment, is all about getting down to the truth and the seeds that we do want to plant, right? And then the next nakshatra after Mula nakshatra is Uttarashara. And Uttarashara is all about watering and really maintaining that seed, right? Getting it, watering it, protecting it, right? And then when you get into Purva Ashara, this is all about defending that seed, right? And really building it up to make something that's long lasting that you can bring out to the world. So, you know, there's a certain rhythm with these nakshatras. It's not just some, you know, random um, story in the sky that they pulled out and say, okay, for this, you know, nakshatra, it's going to be these events. They actually have, from starting from Aries, from Ashwini nakshatra, it's actually a huge storyline. So it just following that along, you'll really understand then how so many astrologers make such great predictions, because it's not just about what's happening in the present, it's about what was our actions in the past, what that is manifesting presently, what is happening, and then what exactly are we doing today to manifest something better for tomorrow. So, and really that's what life is about, right? So Saturn being retrograde, so we're just really, you know, re-looking at these seeds that we have nurtured and willing to stand up and defend. And, you know, do we want to continue to stand up and defend these seeds, or, you know, what we have produced? Or do we need to maybe plant something different? So, you know, we really want to take a relook at, and you know, Saturn being retrograde is again what it's all about is like, let's just take a step back and relook and see if we want to do this again or keep on this path. The one of the people that did have a prominent planet here in Uttara Ashada was Martin Luther King. Okay, and you know, because here this nakshatra is ruled by the sun, And and it is all about entering that battlefield, taking a stance like this is what I believe in, this aligns with my values, and I'm taking a stand, I'm going to defend it till death, right? This is what Uttara is all about. And a lot of people who start nonprofits or activists come from this nakshatra. And Martin Luther King, I guess, is a really perfect person to really explain what this nakshatra is all about, because he started the civil rights movement, and this is all about starting something that's going to last longer than you. I mean, this is Capricorn, this is Saturn ruled house. So everything is going to when you start a movement or a civil rights movement here, it's going to really be all about something that's going to last more than you are, or longer than you are. So just like Martin Luther King. Now let's going into Jupiter. Now Jupiter is direct, and I know that a lot of people this has affected them really well financially. Maybe something that they were waiting on finally has come to fruition. So this is such a great nakshatra. Also about taking your finances, since um, Jupiter is going direct, and watering what's important to you, making sure that you're nurturing the right seeds, your seeds that really align with your value. So, as Jupiter now is starting to really bless our life financially, and starting to move forward, we really want to make sure that we're nurturing the right seeds and we have our heads wrapped around what is the actual truth. One thing about being in Purva Ashada, this is a Venus ruled nakshatra, is that we can be very pushy with what we believe in, what we want, and we can just go overboard with how we really relate to other people and want to push our values and our truth onto other people. And this can cause a lot of friction, and one can become very defensive or even hostile with my belief is my, it is the truth, not yours, right? So we want to really become very conscious and careful about pushing our truth and our beliefs onto somebody else. Just because you think it's true doesn't mean that it is true. And it may be true for your life, but it doesn't mean that's going to be true for other people's life. So really you need to learn, people, just watch yourself with that, if you have a tendency to do that. This nakshatra is also about justice, truth, and the law of attraction is realized. And so, you guys, whatever we're really thinking about right now, and because this is a very manifesting type of nakshatra, we got Jupiter and Venus here. It's a Venus ruled nakshatra. It really is, bringing our creativity and what we believe is true, bringing out our values to something that's actually realized and manifested, good or bad. No judgment. It's just whatever your values and what you think need to be brought out and manifested. You guys can really do this at this time, right? But make sure that it aligns with your values, not somebody else's values. So this is all about making sure that you're devoted to the right cause and the right truth. People can become very opinionated here, but it really is also about becoming fearless, planting our seeds, and spreading that truth out. So be careful about pushing your truth onto others. So another little secret about Venus and Sagittarius that I just really wanted to mention, that it's about Venus can be very, very refined here. I apologize for the background noise. So I think they're doing something and very, very loud. So you can tell that Mercury is in, I mean, not Mercury, but Mars is in Ashwini and it's retrograde, and people can, especially if they have a tendency to, can be very explosive. But again, going back to Jupiter, so this is about Venus um, in a Sagittarius nakshatra, or in Sagittarius. These are like our beautiful Victoria's Secret models, right? Or it can be a dirty, grungy, or somebody who's prostituting or is forced into prostitution. I mean, there's so many different elements, but Venus here, people would think that Venus is going to behave in a higher minded, um, a very truthful, higher knowledge way. But actually, Venus in Sagittarius or with Jupiter can very much, they're the beautiful models, bikini models, lingerie models. They're the ones that do a lot. Of prostitution and having to deal with sex. And the reason why I'm bringing this up at this point is because I know we've got Pound Save the Children, and Jupiter's been retrograde, right? So we've seen so many children that's being rescued, right, from sex trafficking. We've seen so many children being exploited, right? And so as Jupiter was going retrograde in this nakshatra that was ruled by Venus, you can see all of this stuff coming out in our world and being exposed. And that needs to be cleaned up. So now that Jupiter is going direct, you're going to really be able to see how people are going to start nonprofits, or they're really going to gear their awareness toward now the children needs to be healed, but also justice for what's been done to them. So that's going to be such a huge, huge theme, and it's going to be very triggering for people. Also, you guys will be really looking at currently that people are going to have some fanaticism and idealism going on. So, as I said, it's just because you think it's true doesn't mean that it's truth, but people can really exaggerate and take one point to a whole new level that makes it incorrect. So just be really, really careful and make sure you maintain some of that control over your emotions. Self-awareness, I can't express it enough. So now that we're going down here to Rahu, um, Rahu and Ketu are crossing over on these Gadanta points. So on the 23rd, in fact, is where the crossover happens, and Rahu is going from Gemini Mrigashira to Taurus Mrigashira. And really, here's the difference between these two signs. Mrigashira is all about chasing down the truth, or it has chase themes, but it's also about research and getting to know the truth, right? But when we're coming from a Gemini, which is a Mercury ruled in Mercury a ruled sign in this Mrigashira, and we're bringing it over to the Taurus side, which is earth, something fixed. But I tell you what, we want something that's tangible and that we can use. So this is all about taking what we have researched, what we have learned, what we have known, and actually now manifesting something that we can use here on earth, right? So expect some really good things to happen, and that those desires now. So if anybody's like been working on their own business and they've been like doing this different, researching on this, and now it's like, okay, now that I've learned all this knowledge and I think I know the truth now. I want to push it into something that's going to manifest money, that's going to be aligned according to my values, that's going to bring me happiness, that I'm going to be able to sell that service or sell that product. So that's what this is really, we're going to feel that shift within ourselves, you guys. We just are. So just be prepared for it. On the 23rd, it goes into that zero Taurus of Mrigashira. Okay, so also K2, I want to run into K2 here really quick. Now K2 is coming from a water, fire sign into a water sign. This is going to trigger, of course, a lot of storms, just by the way. But we're already having the fires, but we're going to be expecting more hurricanes and tornadoes. And watch out for the earthquakes too, especially with Rahu going into the Taurus sign, a fixed earth sign. And so we're going to be, looking at some natural disasters that are going to be happening. And of course, we'll get going into Mars. I'll be getting to Mars here in just a little bit. But K2 is going from Mula, which is all about the the destroyer of lies, the destruction, humiliation, loss of faith. And I think we've seen this theme really playing out, you guys, with all of these leaders losing face. They're losing their positions, their scandal and their horrific actions. And I don't care what side they're on. I'm not getting political, but just so many people have been arrested or in court now, and just awful things have come out about this. And this is really showing that K2 in Moonlight, people do things and they really think that they're going to get away with it, and there's not going to be some type of karma and justice that's going to be done. I'm going to tell you right now, that's just not true. And even though we may think that somebody's gotten away with something, even in their older age, watch how decrepit that they become. So that karma really does serve them on a psychological. If it doesn't manifest out physically, it will definitely manifest out psychologically wise. Okay. So, but Mula is all about breaking things apart and getting to the seeds of the truth and what's been happening. Everything, our government's been breaking apart. What else in our personal lives have been broken apart, and the truth is coming out. This is really what's happening now. And so much of this last minute truth is going to shock people, and it's coming out right now because they're at that last final degree of crossing over into Scorpio. And I think it's kind of nature, but it's kind of exciting to see it. And I mean, even in my own life, I've had some things breaking apart, but when that truth is revealed, then I know what direction to go in. And so that's been really, really awesome in my in my own life, but I'm sure it hasn't felt very good for a lot of people. But no, just kind of go with the flow and really kind of hang on to those seeds, because Jupiter is going to help you and Saturn is going to help you. They're in that perfect, you got Mula, and then again, that next nakshatra of Uttara Purva Ashara, then that next nakshatra, Purva Ashara. These big dogs are really helping us. And then, like, oh, this is my truth. Yeah, okay, so I had to go through a rough time, but now I know the truth now is being revealed. My life had to have a little bit of an earthquake there. And then Jupiter's like, yeah, and I'm here to help maintain it and to water it. And then Saturn's going to be like, yeah, and I'm here to push it forward, because Saturn's going to be going direct on the 29th of September, you guys. This is really, really good. We can really go forth knowing our truth. If we use these energies for what they're for, we're going to be able to move forward with these energies, and it's going to be such an exciting time. Now, society at large is there's going to be some things happening, but just keep grounded, you guys, and don't get wrapped up in the media and what society is doing, because they can be very, very misleading, and we're going to get into that. When K2 on the 23rd is crossing over into Jayastha, a new nakshatra, this is all about us dissolving our control and our ego. And this can be a very, very powerful, but very hard thing to do, because it's all about controlling our emotions. It's about that deep transformation and that clarity of purpose, though, and commitment to our responsibilities. Jayastha is that elder star. So the oldest child usually has more commitment and work to do, and has to be wiser than the younger siblings. It just is what it is. Now, also with Jayastha, just be really careful that we don't get wrapped up or if we have any jealousy or anger coming up within ourselves, and we want to be jealous of somebody else, be really careful and really go down to the root of that, and where is that really coming from. But this star, this nakshatra, can really bring this out in people, but also it can give you the experiences of somebody being jealous of you, or you and abandoned, this nakshatra is a really, really good or not good nakshatra for that, but it does happen. So one, if you do feel abandoned, if people are getting angry at you or becoming jealous of you, you know what? I tell you what will work magic. Go in and see what's going on within yourself to attract this type of behavior or events and feelings towards you. It's usually something that we don't even know. It's subconscious that's going on, that, as I said, it happened between 0 and 13, that we're not even aware of. And that's why it's called the subconscious, but it really does draw in and manifest what's going on in our life. But what else? My goodness, there's so much I want to share with you guys. So this also star is about warfare, but it also has really great manifestation powers. And I tell you what, this star, Jayasta, really is. Some people could get very, very wealthy. Really depending on, of course, upon your chart. Does your chart promise that? First, look at that, and see if it's ripe to attain wealth. But with K2 here, it is about more of K2 can bring wealth in. Make no mistake, but it's more about contracting. So I think we really, if we just don't lose our head and we keep focused, that this is going to be more about deep, deep transformation. Not that it won't bring wealth to some people, it definitely will. What else? Gaining courage. So this nakshatra also is, of course, about to attack and defend. Truth is not absolute, you guys. So be careful who you're going to attack. So, are you going to be attacking or you're going to be defending? But, this is going to, during when as K2 is transiting this nakshatra, we're going to have these type of scenarios about attacking and or defending. And it can go either way depending on your chart. What's going to be happening. So make sure that you really just ground yourself in and knowing what your truth is, and really look at Jupiter and Saturn, so that you get that courage if you need to defend, that you can, and that you really have that clarity to do that, and that self-control. Sometimes Jayasa also is about withdrawing from the struggle, maybe not defending so much, but maybe like, oh, you know what? I'm going to withdraw because this is waste of my energy. This is not the truth. This is not what's going on. This is not alignment to my values. So therefore, I'm not even going to waste my breath on it. And I'm going to withdraw all my energy and put it towards something else, right? What a great way to use this type of energy. Also, you guys, if you have been hurt, betrayed, and abandoned, I tell you, this is a perfect transit to release it and let it go. Get it out of your life once and for all. I'm talking just move away from it. This is a great transit to do it. Very healing. Just do it. Just do it. That's I think a Virgo thing. Just do it. So sometimes, especially with people in this has prominent planets in this nakshatra, they love the intensity of a battle. They will argue for no reason at all. Okay, so this is what I'm trying to tell you guys. Withdraw if it does not align with your goals, if it does not bring you closer to your goals, if it's a useless argument. Know if it's a useless argument. There's going to be people who are going to be very triggering at this time, that's going to want to argue just for the sake of arguing, because they love to argue. So make sure that we, if we need to withdraw so we can put our energy towards something else, do it. This is why self-awareness is so, so important. Mars, of course, is retrograde, and it's also Gadanta, which is, not helping with the natural disasters. We got earthquakes, volcanoes, floods, fires, tornadoes, I think I already said hurricanes, cyclones, all of this is going to be happening and continuing to happen in the next month. But also with all these alignments of Jupiter and Saturn, and with Ketu going into Jayastha, people are going to feel abandoned. They're going to be angry. They're going to feel that they've been lied to. They're going to want to argue and fight. And some of them were going to want to do that without a cause. They don't even know why they're fighting. They don't even know why they're arguing, but they just have that urge to do it because K2 is in there. K2 is headless, right? It doesn't know what it's doing. It knows that it wants something, right? They just don't know what exactly. So for the majority of society, this is going to really trigger off so many battles and possibly wars that are going to happen from this. So just watch out for this. Don't get wrapped up in it. Stay away from that, because I promise you, if a war breaks out, if those battles break out, it's not going to do you guys any good. All right, stay away from it, stay at home, just be away from that type of energy and focus it on your own life where it will do good. Focus it on you. You are valuable, you're worth that. So now Sun is in Uttara Phalguni, and you guys, again, this is all about partnerships, marriage, bringing, honing in our services, our skills, and our work to really to manifest our desires, but to manifest for something that's good for the world, right? Because this is why Saturn does so well. It's not exalted, but he does do well in the sign of Virgo. It's a Karaka of, he's the Karaka of the 6th house. And it's all about our skills and what we're doing and bringing them out for Dharma, for our work, for what we're manifesting and doing out in the world. And so the sun is really shining here. And he's really strong because this is the sun ruled nakshatra, right? So you know what? Hone in everything that you've learned, that creative intelligence, hone that in, really work your brain. What are you learning? Continuing honing in your skills so you can bring them out. And again, this is all about partnerships also. So really look at where your partnership is at, whether marriage or business. It could be either or. Is there some fights going on, and is the fight really based on truth? Because look at the other nakshatras, what's being played out in the world right now and in our own life, right? Because I already went through Saturn about relooking at what we're doing. This is really what we want to do. And is this really how we want to serve the world and bring out our skills and such? So Saturn's really giving us the opportunity, but you got Jupiter that is all about watering and maintaining seeds. And then you got Ketu that is just now finishing up running in through the Mula Nakshatra, and this is really about knowing the seeds of truth and planting them. So these nakshatras really are working together. So take your sun, and it's in that 6th house of service. And like, okay, do I really want to partner with you? Do I really want a divorce? Do we really want to take this to court and get into a battle? And then what about your health? And I'm not talking just physical health, I'm also talking about your mental health and what you're doing every single day to manifest towards your goals. So we really want to hone that in and to refine it so that if we did plant new seeds, if we did find out a new true value and seeds that we want to plant in the world, and that we're watering them, and that we want to bring them out long term and start a movement, start a new business, start a nonprofit, what have you, that our daily goals and what we're doing every single day is aligned to for us to reach and manifest that. So all the energies are here, you guys. Really, it is if you guys really want to manifest and do something different with your life. Mercury is in Chitra. Chitra is the architect of the world. What a beautiful nakshatra. It is ruled by Mars, but it's all about taking action right now. And again, as I was saying, with all the other outer planets that we just got done talking about, you guys, Mercury's like, yeah, let's be proactive. It is all about that star of opportunity. Some people can become famous overnight if they got prominent planets here at a certain degree, but it's all about being that bright and shining one. And it's all about deep diving for the secrets of the cosmos and coming back with that treasure, a pearl, for instance, right? But it's all about taking this action. And when the cosmos do give you that idea, that spark of inspiration, it's really about being able to take that creative intelligence, acting on it, right? Feel it, act. It's like, yes, this is true. This is what I want, right? And then making something beautiful out of it. Taking that Mercury type of energy and organizing it and directing your energies in the right way, being very strategic, because Mars is very strategic, right? He's the general of the war. So it's all about being very strategic in how you go about and do this at this time with your new founded goals and inspirations and ideas. You guys, I can't express enough, please. The energies are perfect for you to really turn around your life on this, okay? So Swati, let me see here. Oh, Venus, excuse me. Venus is in Auslasia, you guys. And again, and I know I said this last week, and I am going to repeat myself because maybe you guys didn't catch it or you guys need to hear it again. But Auslasia is all about they charm the crowds. Okay, these guys are politics. These are people who are mass manipulators, whether good or bad, they're manipulators. Deception, they can get we can feel confused emotions at this times. We can have inherent insecurities. We can feel this. Venus are happy planets in here. So, but people with prominent planets in here, they can either be good or bad. There's good leaderships and bad leaderships, right? People who do have inherent insecurities will absolutely attack you to protect themselves. So be careful about attacking anybody or backing anybody up in a corner, because this nakshatra, these guys can get very violent and very vicious about attacking you to protect if they feel that they're being attacked, if their security, their inner values, their wisdom is being attacked, they're definitely going to come out swinging. So guys, just be really, really careful about that. Not such a great time really to do business deals at this time. But, as I said, this is about good leadership too, and business deals. And dealing with money, but it's also, it has such a huge thing about lying in the background. And again, that's that narcissist manipulative type of behavior. So this is approaching of the serpent that causes agitation and trembling in our lives, bringing about destruction of our enemy. And I hate to say this, but what a great nakshatra though, with Venus being here to start a court case and to destroy your enemy. Okay. Whether you're right or wrong, I'm not saying one way or the other, but this is such a good nakshatra to do that. So if you need to go to court and you need to file a lawsuit, then you got green lights to go at this point. I wanted to bring up just a couple people though. I wanted to say that has nakshatras in here so you guys can get an understanding what Auslasia is all about. Hillary Clinton has this, Trump has this, and I'm sure I guarantee you other diplomats have this. Okay, I just want to bring out just a couple. But Gandhi also had this. So you can see that you can either use this for good or you can use it for bad, but one way or the other, these guys are usually, with prominent planets here, are on stage. And they can be really good at persuading the crowd with their agenda. So now let's get into the moon, because we're already like 30 minutes into this, you guys. And I know I'm just like, I'm going to try to keep it down to 15, 20 minutes. And I'm definitely now longer than 30 minutes. I apologize. I just had so much to say. So the moon is going to be in Chitra today. And again, we've got Mercury in Chitra. So they're conjunct, they're communicating, and this is really, again, Chitra is all about being proactive and that star of opportunity. So you got sure nobody interferes in your life when you have an opportunity to do something. You're going to have to say no and put up your boundaries. Okay. So many people will let things interfere in their life from doing what they know is going to be better for their future. And they can really miss a huge opportunity. So really just be aware of your surroundings and putting up those boundaries and saying, no, you know what, I have this opportunity to work on something and to do something. I need to go and get this done. This is my opportunity, right? You can manifest something really beautiful out of this, but you got to be aware of what, the energies and, saying, I'm telling people, no, don't interfere with me today. It's not a good day for it. I need to go manifest and do something. And that's a good thing, right? That's what it's all about. We need to manifest in our life. So then tomorrow on the 20th, Swati, the star of independence. And this nakshatra is actually associated with Rahu. And this is all about fluctuating relationships and partnerships. Rahu, it's a windy star. So it's kind of all over the place. It's also known for the internet, by the way. So I'm sure a lot of people will probably be on the internet on the 20th because that's what Rahu is all about. But it's all about also whether we're going to deem something unworthy or worthy. It's about foreign and the outcast and letting go of the self. It's also could be such a great persuader. I mean, we're talking about Rahu, smoke and mirrors. So just kind of watch out for that. And especially, on the 20th, Rahu is going to be switching. So I think he's still in Gemini. So I have to say though, with the moon then being where Rahu is still in Gemini, and that moon being in the star of Swati, be very careful again about being deceived and knowing if you're being told the truth or not. Smoke and mirrors. And also be really careful what you're chasing down and what you're spreading. Are you spreading the truth? Are you sure? Are you really, really sure? So this also is a great star. It's a social and diplomatic star. So be careful that you act in a moral way. Okay. Don't go around trying to please everyone. Don't. You just can't. And you're not here to please everyone. You're here to serve, but not please. So be careful of not being too overindulgent and following mass trends blindly. Oh my heavens. Don't get hooked up on a mass trend on the 20th thinking, oh, this is the truth. You may be sadly disappointed. But this is a star about movement in different directions and changing forms. So you can really use this to kind of re-strategize and really like, okay, let me try it this way, let me try it that way. So it'll be a good day for everybody on the 20th. Definitely, and I always say this in all of my videos: meditate. So you can get all the other gunk out of your head and you can listen to yourself. You don't need to be acting on somebody else's opinions or words. That's the worst thing that you can do. So then on the 21st, the moon goes into Vishaka. This is actually associated with Jupiter. Jupiter, I think, is in a fantastic position. I think it can really bring together with this about being decisive and knowing it's like a fork in the road, knowing which way you want to go and just take the action and be dedicated to it, be very purposeful to this. It's all about being that laser focus. And so I think this is going to be a really, really good time for the moon to be in this nakshatra specifically. Hold on. My throat's a little bit dry. Oh, that was yummy. Okay. So, and this is all about you guys keeping your eye on a goal. So you probably have already picked a path by now. I'm sure that you have, right? If you're not, pick the path, stay with that path, don't deter from it. And these are things that I could get I am very passionate about, because I have struggled with this in the past, and I have made wrong choices or backed out, and didn't quite stay to my purpose, and what I really what I wanted to do, and paid a heavy price for it. So I am like telling you guys, be very clear on on what you want. And this nakshatra with the moon being here is really, you can maybe even overcome some obstacles, okay? Because Jupiter's a benefit. Jupiter is here, even though, yeah, not all the time we want Jupiter's big benefit. It's kind of hard lessons. But at the same time, though, if we're really focused and we got ourselves wrapped around the truth, and Jupiter's going direct, you guys, you can overcome any obstacles. I promise you, you can. Um, just be careful not to get brutal and hurt others to get what you want. Again, there's always that positive but negative side. So, go after what you want, but, don't hurt anybody. So a lot of times this can provoke you guys, and be very careful about getting angry when someone else goes after what you want. All right. There's more than enough in this world. You would just keep your eye on your purpose and your goal, and don't worry about what somebody else is doing, even if they're going after something that they want. But this can really bring up themes of revenge and being spiteful and jealousy. So overcoming obstacles, empower concentration, excellent start to start new things, and it will get the results that you want. So on the 22nd, the moon is going into Anuradha, and this energy works hard, consistent, powerfully. Saturn is associated with the Anuradha star. It's a star that does not give up. It's in it for the long run. It's in it to win it. But it's also about, you guys, learning to establish our boundaries, because it's such a sweet nakshatra. And what this nakshatra wants us to learn is not to let go of ourselves, to be our friend first, and know what we want. We need to be our own best friend. And I know that maybe sound weird, but I could tell you what, if you're not your own friend, then you're your enemy. So this is honoring yourself. And when we're constantly giving to other people and we don't have good boundaries and we just let them walk all over us, guess what? Then we're not honoring ourselves, and we're going to pay a heavy, heavy price. Saturn is like, how can Saturn be associated with such a sweet nakshatra? Well, just like Saturn is associated with Pushya, right? Listen, look at this theme here with Saturn and who he's associated with. The nakshatras, they're sweet, nurturing type of nakshatras. But what Saturn wants us to understand, Saturn is the planet with the rings around it, to protect ourselves, to establish boundaries, right? And sometimes, if you know this, the story of Shani, which I do have on my website for purchase, but if you understand that the story of Shani, then you understand this is really about drawing boundaries and not letting anybody run us over, and taking care of ourselves. When we start being our own friend, we become a friend to the divine, right? And so we can do such great work and bring in that higher wisdom. But we have to learn to protect ourselves and nurture ourselves and honor who we are and be our own friend first. So this is all about also, you guys, being devotional in a relationship. But I tell you what, if we don't pick the right relationship, then we're going to have a hard time being devotional to it. So make sure when you get into a relationship, it's with the right person that's completely aligned with your values and what you honor. in yourself, they need to also honor that. So really watch out who we're going to be friends with, or before we get into a relationship with, especially if we have prominent planets in Uttara. Make sure that they are a really, really, really good person and really does align to what you believe in. And otherwise, we can get ourselves into really big trouble, and we end up devoting ourselves to something that's very negative and evil. It can happen. Trust me. I've got a prominent planet here, so I know this nakshatra inside and out. Bless its heart. This is about psychological boundaries, again, that ring around Saturn, knowledge of vulnerabilities and our fears. So we need to understand what our vulnerabilities are and our fears. That's us becoming friends with us, right? We need to acquire knowledge through direct experiences. And so really that's true. These experiences can really give you profound knowledge. So I expect today, when the moon is in Anuradha, which is, again, when was that? On the 22nd, expect some type of theme that you're going to have to draw boundaries, that you're going to have to learn to honor yourself, and you're going to draw those psychological boundaries with other people and really detach, right? Look at yourself. Is there some type of neediness that you have in you, and that you need to detach from, okay? Because sometimes we'll attach out of neediness. So we want to really be careful of that. Being devoted to a higher cause. And so this is all about the highest elevation here is a union with the beloved, union with God, right? That you can't get any better than that. But again, you can't get to that point until you establish healthy boundaries and you honor yourself completely. Then when you honor yourself, you honor God, you honor the beloved, you honor the universe. This is so true. So today also, just really quick, scientific research, meditation, socializing, foreign affairs, accounts and finances will come up today, group activities, covert actions, so be careful of that, occult studies, establishing boundaries, and devoting yourself to a higher cause. These are the themes that can take place today. Now on the 23rd, moon is joining K2. The moon is joining K2 in Jayestha. And I know we just got done talking about Jayestha, so I'm not going to go into that. But this, you guys, is a great time. You better be meditating. This is a time that you can really, this is a beautiful day to go, like, you know what, I'm going to manifest a deep transformation today. I'm going to learn to let go of my ego and let go of that control, right? I'm going to learn to withdraw from that struggle. What a beautiful time on Moon and K2. You can tap into your higher knowledge and that crown chakra and just use it. This is such a great day for manifesting. With the moon and K2 in Jayestha, manifesting your wealth. What a beautiful and great day to do that. And then you may feel a little bit more, responsibility. But being with K2, you may feel just a little, a little bit lost, right? Again, letting go of that control. Take a deep breath. Don't be attacking and or defending yourself. Withdraw from it. It's just for a day. Withdraw from it. Go meditate. I promise you, meditate on something that you want to manifest. The ideas, it'll come in through the energy. On the 24th, the moon is going to be in Mula. And again, I know we just got done talking about Mula also, the destroyer of lies, destruction, humiliation, loss of faith. Look for the themes today of Mula being in here, whether it's going to be in your own life or just in society's life, that in some way it's going to touch you in some way, that you're going to find disturbing news, maybe, or you're just going to be, kind of maybe get a little bit wrapped up in some of the social media when some more lies may be coming out. or people losing faith. So one way or the other, it's going to touch your life. Okay. But this is such a great day, you guys. Again, meditate, meditate, meditate. It's really about breaking the things apart and getting to the seeds of truth. So break the untruth, break that ground within your energy, break it apart, crush it apart. Be violent about it, innerly, violent, using that energy with a good force, right? So then you can actually get to the truth, right? Because then again, Moolah is going to be joining Jupiter on the next day. And we really want to use that energy to bring in abundance and manifest what we want in our life. So, yes, so after Moolah, it'll be going into Uttara, Ashara, and Jupiter and the moon as well. They're both Sophic planets. And this is like, what a great time to manifest, manifest, manifest. And I'm not joking. When I say manifest, you guys, I'm talking something that's tangible and real. I'm not talking about go and put your head in the clouds and like, oh yeah, I've been meditating. It feels so good. No, I'm talking about be grounded in it. So like, this is what I want to do. This is my goals, and actually working to do it, manifest it. It's hard work. Do it. Do that hard work so you can manifest and actually bring in cash, right? We all need money. Do what you need to do to bring in that money. Do what you need to do to create that service and to create that product to sell. Do it. This is what this is all about. This is not about just sitting in the corner all day and thinking that if you're going to meditate, all of a sudden, I don't know, things are going to fall out of the sky. That is not real life, you guys. This is not what this is about. All right. So this is about, yeah, you want to meditate, 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 but at the same time, get up and do it, right? Use that Mars energy. Get up and do it. Mercury's in Chitra, right? Chitra is about doing something. It's that star of opportunity, but it's about taking action now. Action, 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 right? If we want to bake a cookie, are we going to go and meditate in the corner and thinking, okay, the cookie should just fall out of my, out of the sky into my hand? No, you got to get up, take action, go put the ingredients together and bake it, and voila, you have your cookie. All right. So there's your manifestation. Make sure it's tangible, it's real, and do it and take that action to make it real in your life. It's about what you guys do. You can want something, but if you don't do it, then it's not going to manifest. Manifestation is not about something that falls out of the sky. It's not. It doesn't happen that way. You actually have to do something, even with lottery winners. You guys, lottery winners, they're like, oh yeah, but they had money fall out of the sky. No, they didn't. They had to go to the store. They had to pick their numbers. They had to purchase the ticket with their own money. So there was an investment in it, time and resources and creativity, because they had to pick the right numbers, had to go all in that. And then for them to actually get the money, after they win it, they have to go to the place and they're meeting with lawyers, they're meeting with accountants. I mean, it's just a tremendous amount of work that is involved in it, okay? So literally, money just doesn't fall out of the sky. It just doesn't for anybody, not even if you win a prize. There was actions you had to take to get to that point, you guys. So this really is, if you haven't learned anything in the last year, this is really about not just aligning yourself, but it's about you having now to take action, big action, to get to rearrange your life because of everything that's happened in 2020. Oh my goodness gracious. So, oh my goodness, and I went 52 minutes, but I think that was it. That brought you guys at least until Friday next week. So from today till Friday next week, you guys, so expect the shift, get excited about the shift, but again, you guys maintain that focus and do it. What you need for your life. Don't worry about what other people are doing. Draw those boundaries, do it, get up and take the action. You guys have got all the energy, all the planetary alignments are saying go, go, go. So anyways, I will see you guys next week. on the 26th for our next weekly transit. You guys have any questions, please type them into the comments and I will get back with you guys on any of the questions that you may have. And I'm going to start taking the questions that people are putting in our group. And on Wednesdays, I'm going to go and start answering those questions one at a time. I'm just going to start picking them and doing it. So, anyways, have a beautiful weekend, you guys, and a beautiful week. And I will see you guys, I guess, on Wednesday. Namaste.